the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
You know, talking to Funkhauser before we went on the air, got a little taste of his life over the last couple of days. And his life is doing that thing that life does, quite frankly, every once in a while, where it just kind of doesn't stop. He was like, yeah, well, the dogs got into chicken bones. I had to work extra late unexpectedly. I've got to be on call for this thing over the weekend. And it's, you know, none of it by itself that terrifically awful. Although the dog's eating chicken bones and then you have to feed him rice. And that's deeply concerning. So that's emotionally stressful as well as, oh, there goes a big chunk of my day and night. And am I going to have to take him to the emergency room? And the whole big thing. Individually, these things aren't necessarily the worst things on the face of the planet to happen, but you lump them all together, and all of a sudden, life is throwing you what is officially known as a curveball. It just winds up being a bit of a rough week. And it's during those rough weeks where, I don't know about you, when I have rough weeks, when lots of things cumulatively grind you down. You ever get that? Life ever just grind you the hell down? When things cumulatively grind you down, you often start to doubt. You often start to wonder, what's the point of anything? I don't know about you, but I can go from, and I'm not like bipolar or anything, but I can go from feeling pretty good about life to being like, oh man, is there no reprieve from the insurmountable and excruciating minutia of BS that we have to put up with every single day, whether it's other people or other people not doing their job or just somebody that cuts you out in traffic. And well, like I said, the worst is when it all happens all at once. It's when these things happen that people's spirits can be dampened. And it's incredible how quickly human spirits can be shot down when flying high. It's incredible how quickly we are, as human beings, to turn on a dime, change our attitude from positive to negative. You know, those, you ever seen those studies about blackouts? How long it takes normal, reasonable human beings during a blackout when they lose power to go from that to someone that's burning, looting, raping, and shooting. It's surprisingly quick how people can turn into animals. It's surprisingly quick how your mind can turn on you. Very, very powerful. But if you're aware of it, if you're aware that your mind can play these tricks on you, make things seem unnecessarily negative, send you into a Cro-Magnon, prehistoric, caveman-esque sense of fight or flight, when really all you got to do is ride it out and keep your head up. If you're aware of how quickly the human mind can turn on humans, well, then you're in a good place. Then you can kind of consider things, do the right things. When you feel life start to build up, pile down on you, whatever it was, maybe it's hassle at work, maybe your car didn't start, maybe your coworkers are treating you poorly, maybe you don't make enough money to make it through the end of the month and your spouse is screaming and yelling at you, whatever the case may be. All these things shall too pass. And the key is not to try and avoid these situations, because you can't. One cannot avoid these situations. Life's going to throw curveballs at you. Life's going to throw lemons at you. Make lemonade. But no, seriously. You can't control what life throws at you. All you can control is your reaction to it. And it's really easy to fall into the trap of losing faith. Losing faith about the good things that you want to do in your life, whether they be at work, whether they be at home, whether they be for yourself. So easy when life throws you just the right number and combination of curveballs in a 24-hour period to lose faith. And remember, you can't lose faith. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. William Shakespeare.
With the H-Town Jam, came to the city with a master plan. H-Town is my home wherever I'm
you the same if you don't got money. Don't hardly ever gonna look at you funny. 8 days out of 10, it is always sunny. 7 to the 1, 1 to the 2. Come on, everybody, rep the city for me. 7 to the 1, 1 to the 2. Come on, everybody, rep the city for me. Whoa, 713, whoa, 713, whoa, 713. I live in 212, now live in 713, whoa, 713, whoa, 713, whoa, 713. I live in 212, now live in 713. Well, it's a podcast kid from the 212. From New York City, so gritty, I'm steady coming at you. But I got a south of my mouth, I immigrated, I made it. And in the H I can shine, in NYC I was faded. New York to H-Town is a move I made. East Coast to Third Coast, and I'm glad I stayed. New York, that's where all my dues were paid. But now in H-Town, I got it made. 7 to the 1, 1 to the 2. Come on, everybody, rep the city for me. 7 to the 1, 1 to the 2. Come on, everybody, rep the city for me. Whoa, 713, whoa, 713, whoa, 713. I live in 212, now live in 713, whoa, 713, whoa, 713, whoa, 713. I live in 212, now live in 713, whoa. What's that sound? I'm coming so loud from your radio dial. ADB, get it down when you're rocking the jams. Here I am, going back once again. I'm ruling all city like the king I am. A master plan coming from the fast.
Alrighty then, Funkhauser. Today in the show, you and I will discuss whether or not we should be arming senior citizens. There's a pretty compelling argument I found, a news story that says, hey, a guy in his 80s having a gun might not be a bad idea. Helped him protect his wife and his billfold from a thug punk attacker. It's true. And it's a very compelling argument. But it's interesting. It's like driving. You know, the elderly should be allowed to drive because it gives them a sense of independence and all the above. And, you know, like it's good for the elderly to be able to drive. But there's a thin window of opportunity. There's a short space, a period in time where it's okay for them to do that and all of a sudden becomes not okay. And putting your finger on exactly when it becomes not okay for the elderly to do things like drive and own guns. Defining that is a tough one. Before we get into that, though, Funkhauser, let's take a look at the events of today in our segment My Witness News. Not fair, certainly not balanced. Also, let's check in with you. You've had a bit of a day, bit of a couple of days, bit of a week, it sounds like.
That's the definition of this week.
That's right.
But, you know, give and take. There's some really cool stuff happening. And there's a whole boatload of work happening, too. So, you know, it's just, you know, it is the season.
'Tis the season. What,
Spring
for a lot
has
of work?
sprung. Yeah, and house cleaning and, you know, just everything is +1 in the springtime, I think.
Do you,
Some dude almost plowed me over on the way to work today because he was on his phone. He was going 40 miles an hour on the freeway. So I just think I'm a magnet for that kind of stuff.
What do your astrological learnings say about this?
I don't know. I have to ask my astrological friend to read me today, but I kind of don't want to know.
Right.
You know, because, you know, life balances itself out, right? And as many good days as you have that many bad days.
I suppose so.
Although today's not really a bad day, I think when I look back like a month from now, I'll be like, that was hell week right there.
That was a rugged one, huh?
Yes. But I'm here,
Well,
I'm present, and I'm ready
we
for
are
nudes.
We are happy that you are weathering the storm. Good job.
Thank you.
What is going on in the world?
John Hamm went to rehab for alcohol abuse.
That guy from Mad Men, John Hamm, apparently had a little problem with the drinky. Sure. It's understandable, really. Dashingly handsome actor with a hit show and a huge package. I'd have to drink myself to sleep every night, too. Have you seen the...
John's Ham? No, I haven't.
John's Ham?
I've heard stories, but...
So, I mean, I obviously haven't seen it, but there were a couple of pictures. And it's funny because, like, this only happened recently. That show Mad Men has been going on for years now, and I don't know. I don't really, never really watched a whole episode, so I don't really know what's going on with that. But it's only in more recent years that people have started to discern that he's not lacking anything south of the equator, because I guess there were photos taken of him walking around in chinos that were a Scotch baggy, and the wind hit the chinos and caused them to press up against stuff, providing a very clear outline of John's ham, so to speak. And apparently he's not only rich and handsome and successful, he also is like the 84-year-old guy we're going to discuss later on in the show, packing heat, so to speak. So yeah, one could totally understand why he'd want to drink heavily all the time. Not really. Go on.
Well, now we know why we haven't heard from Scott Stapp on YouTube. He's completed a 90-day stint in rehab.
Yes. Bat as crazy former lead singer of Creed, Scott Stapp, has completed a 90-day stint in rehab after thinking that, well, I don't know. The YouTube videos were actually painful to watch. And a lot of people are like, it's not nice to make fun of people that have mental problems. And Scott Stapp's very different. He is a drug addict. He is a junkie, and has been. He's been a holy rolling junkie since pretty much the day Creed put out their first record. And he's a selfish, narcissistic drug user. That's his main problem. But anyways, yes, he's completed a 90-day stint in rehab. Apparently he's thinking so clearly now that even he can't stand Creed's music anymore.
This just in. Scott Stapp just heard the news today, and it seems like his life is going to change, unquote.
That Cut 2, that song, that With Arms Wide Open song that I guess came out 15 years ago, about him being a dad, huge hit, essentially became the new American national anthem for a long time. And won him an award. He won the Father of the Year award right after his kid was born from something. And cut to 15 years later, his kid cursing him out on Twitter for being a selfish junkie that keeps leaving their mom. And when he's going off on his inane ramblings, just be like, you don't love me. If you love me, you would have picked me over crystal meth, you piece of crap. Yeah, that guy's not a good guy. I don't wish that sort of heartache on anybody in this world, but his problems are self-inflicted. He can't blame it on anything other than the fact that he had the inability to be maybe I should stop doing crystal meth as opposed to hanging out with my kid. What else?
Happy birthday, happy birthday. There's a couple birthdays today.
Mm-hmm.
Diana Ross and Steven Tyler.
Diana Ross and Steven Tyler, lead singer of Aerosmith, are both celebrating their birthday today. So, today, music fans are celebrating the birthday of a diva known for long, flowing outfits. Also, Diana Ross's. Twist. Go on.
What a twist.
Yeah.
William Corgan? Billy Corgan? William Corgan? He says the future of the Smashing Pumpkins is murky.
Well, yeah. Thanks to dementia and osteoporosis, so is the future of Smashing Pumpkins fans. Billy Corgan's doing it all wrong. He really is. He can't let go of the time in the 90s where he was one of, if not the most important musical artists on the face of the planet. There was a moment there where Smashing Pumpkins only played stadiums. They were the hugest thing ever, and justifiably so. Now, not so much the case. And his songwriting is not, new Smashing Pumpkins album doesn't sound anything at all like the Smashing Pumpkins album